Hello everyone, welcome to My Learnings to Become a Scrum Master. Today we are going to learn about the empirical process control in the Scrum, or we can say as empiricism. The Scrum methodology is based on empirical process. So this concept involves around the idea that we can find out the truth through experiments with concrete and observable results. So according to the Scrum Guide, empiricism asserts that knowledge comes from experience and making decisions based on what is observed. There are three pillars of Scrum in the empiricism. The first one is the transparency, where all aspects of the process are visible to everyone, whoever involved in the Scrum team. Next is the inspection. Inspection refers to regularly examining the progress and the product being developed. The third is the adaptation. Adaptation is the pillar that emphasizes the ability to make changes based on the observed information to improve the outcome. Next, we will be seeing one by one of the pillar in detail. The first is the transparency. According to the Scrum Guide, the emergent process and the work must be visible to those performing the work as well as those who receiving the work. So according to the agile team here, the agile team must understand clearly of the Scrum goals, and also they have to understand their individual roles and responsibilities. The agile team should have a common language, particularly in terms of process involved. So everyone from the Scrum team to the product owner, team members, and the stakeholders knows what kind of software they are developing with, and what are the best practices and the standards they need to be followed in the project, and what needs to be done in order to achieve their goal. So this is the important thing which we need to remember about 3 what. And everyone has to align with single DOD, definition of done. Here the done refers to the final and mutual accepted version of the product that the team is creating. And everyone has to complete understanding of the Scrum artifacts. When we say Scrum artifacts, we have a product backlog, sprint backlog, project vision, and mission increment, etc. And everyone should have the same idea what is the final version of the product that should look like. And this we need to present during the daily meetings, sprint review meetings, etc. And everyone has to aware of the tools that the entire team uses, like the burden chart and the Scrum board. Next is we need to see the inspection. The second pillar is the inspection. In general, inspection refers to the regular examining the progress and the product being developed. It involves reviewing the work done in shorter intervals, what we know as sprints, or we call as iterations. So this process involves that the work done by the development team. It evaluates the work done by the development team. Through the inspection, the team can assess the product quality, evaluate the progress made, and identify the areas that need improvement. So by inspecting regularly, the problems can be detected early and necessary adjustments that can be done to ensure the continuous improvement in the project. And inspection is not done by an inspector or an auditor. So inspection is done not only by the Scrum Master, product owner, or CEOs. Inspection can be done by everyone on the Scrum team. You should only thing we need to do is we need to frequently check and validate the product which you are making, and related Scrum documents has to be maintained. And we need to recognize as a part of sprint retrospective in the Scrum process. Inspection is a part from product, is not a part of apart from product. The inspection can be done for the product, process, people, aspects, practices, and continuous improvement. Next, we'll see more in detail about the inspection. So during the sprint, the team conducts various inspections like daily stand-up meetings is one of the inspection, sprint review is one of the inspection, and also we have a retrospective in the Scrum, which is also one type of inspection that helps them to adapt and make necessary adjustments for the next sprint. And the final, we have a product backlog refinement. So let's see one by one. In the daily stand-up meetings, everyone in the team has to attend this daily stand-up meeting where each members of the team discusses what they have done yesterday and what they have planned to do today, and is there any blockers they are facing. So this daily inspection allows the team to stay up to date on the progress and identify any immediate hurdles. Next is the sprint review. At the end of every sprint, the team conducts a sprint review meeting where they demonstrate whatever the work they have completed during the sprint to the customers or stakeholders such as product owners or users. So this inspection enables the stakeholders or customers to provide the feedback and ensures that the delivered work aligns with expectations. Third is the retrospective. Retro, it follows the sprint review. When it follows the sprint review, the team holds a retrospective meeting. Here, they inspect their own process, communication methods, and collaboration to identify what has went well and what needs to be improved. This inspection helps them to adapt and make necessary adjustments for the next sprint. Finally, we have a product backlog refinement. Throughout the sprint, the team and the product owner continuously inspects and refines the items in the product backlog. Make sure they ensure that the product backlog items are well defined, prioritized, and ready for the future sprints. Let's take an example of our Scrum team. When the Scrum team develops a product, okay, they will have the progress. They want to show the progress of the product items to the customer or a client at the end of each sprint and get feedback. So the client or a customer proposes changes to the Scrum team. Accordingly, they will adapt to the changes until they agree to the final product. Final pillar is the adaptation. Adaptation refers to the making changes based on the insights gained from your inspection done in the sprint. Adaptation means that when any deviations occurs, the process or a product should be adjusted as soon as possible. Adaptation is about continuous improvement, the ability to adapt based on the results of your inspection. The Scrum team can adapt the product at the end of every sprint. Let's take an example of our online training. Here we have an agenda of this training for a 2-week sprint. Let's consider as part of the training during how it is work during the sprint. As we learned, we have 3 pillars of the empiricism. So, according to the online training, in the transparency, the training team openly discusses the current course content and the learning materials what they are providing, and we need to have a feedback from the students and the goal of improving the learning experience. Second, we have inspection. So once when you are providing the training, there should be an inspection, right? In the first sprint, 2 weeks, the team reviews the existing modules and gathers the feedback through surveys and forums. They find that while the content is informative or some sections lack interactive elements, leading to lower engagement and comprehension. Third is the adaptation. So in the learning of the online trainings, we need to have some changes to be done, right? Either we need to add some exercises or adding quizzes and live Q&A sessions. So they also plan to introduce a discussion forum for the students to interact and share their experiences. So after implementing these changes, they measure the how the improvement has done for the training, which can be measured the increased engagement and more positive feedback from the students. Thank you all for involving into the empiricism process. Let's see in the next video.